Hey everyone, hey and welcome back to BattleRapresume. This is your host Tom Quee. Thank you so much for listening. Before we get into today's guest, I just want to say please follow us at BattleRapresume, battlerapresume@gmail.com. Get in contact with us through there, also through the Facebook as well. Like us, you can message us any guests, any suggestions, any whatevers, just please help the show and subscribe to us on whatever platform you're listening on, be it YouTube or iTunes. But I want to get those things out of the way, maybe a little hastily there, but I'm eager because I just have to say, Lunar, welcome to BattleRapresume.
Hello, thanks for having me, man.
No, it's genuinely great, man. And I'm one of those cliches in the sense that I really was a Lunar Blizzard kid.
Cool, man. What's that, like 2010? You must have started 2011. I'm not sure. I can't even remember, man, because I won an award for I think it was 2010 Best Newcomer and something, but I'm not even sure if I battled. I don't know. I've got the worst memory in the world, so I can't remember.
No, it was. I remember it vividly, actually, man, because I was living with someone. This was in the second year of university. We were in our sort of student-y, grotty living room, whatever. We had the HDMI hooked up to the TV, watching YouTube, and my friend was like, "Oh, have you watched that teacher that battled his student? It's crazy." I was like, what the fuck is this? I didn't believe him. And then suddenly you watch it and you're like, fucking hell, there's a crowd there. I remember seeing and just being impressed that there's this guy who hosts it all, and I was just like, what the fuck? And then we watched it, and it, obviously classic battle, great battle, really fun battle. But the battle that you put on afterwards was one that I can't wait to get onto. You and Matt, Eddie P and Frisko. I think I was just one of hundreds of thousands of people in maybe the summer of that year that was just like, wow.
Yeah, man, that summer was crazy. To be honest, I always say this, that summer, the vibe in Don't Flop was probably my favourite time in Don't Flop, obviously because I was a part of it, that probably plays into it, but that is my favourite time ever. As far as just the vibe at the events, man, and how much fun that event was, I remember just being stood outside with Zeus and just chatting and smoking a joint, and a carnival was on.
All right. And
it came right past the event, and everyone who was at the event was just fucking dancing and shit outside. It was just a different vibe. Everyone was just there to have a laugh, and you can see in the footage how much fun everybody's having in the background during other people's battles. It was just all love and just vibes, man, fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, obviously, you all four of you performance in that video is brilliant, but it's also, like you say, the atmosphere. There's not a Don't Flop video out there like that one where I'm like, I want to be there. I wish I was there. Yeah. It just seemed like you say, everyone's just cracking up, man, and rightfully so. The writing's incredible, but just the vibe is so different now.
I think it's better for some people now. But I think the old vibe was better for me, maybe. Well, maybe not even better for me, because I actually prefer the vibe now when I'm in the battle, because I actually like that people want to hear bars now. Back then, people didn't really care. I didn't win battles because of bars. But now it's a bit different, and I actually like that a lot. But it was a lot different, man. As far as watching battles and being at the event, I preferred the vibe,
Yeah, and long before these events, we have what many people might not be aware of, but it is online. Your tryout against Fat Smoke. I mean, it's not a tryout, but
fucking hell. I don't know what I'd call that, man. It was a timed argument.
It was the Battle of Bradford was the event.
Wow, yeah, that's funny, man. I actually know everybody in that video,
all right.
There's only it's a crowd of 10 or 15 people.
Yeah.
To be honest, the story behind that battle is pretty fucking crazy, man.
Yeah.
It's funny if you want to hear it, but
please, of course, that's what we're here for.
It's not very exciting, but it's just pretty funny because basically when I was fucking hell, how old was I then? 18.
But yeah, it's 2010, so yeah.
That was 2010?
Yes, and you say in the battle, he's nearly 22, making out how old he is as well, so I guess you were very young.
Yeah, I think, that's mad. I think I might have been 19 then, just about to turn 20. But I was basically, I used to rap with a few kids this sounds really noncy, but I used to... We used to rap in the park, me and a few of my boys, and then a load of kids started coming and just like gathering around. And like I was like a teenager, and like they were like fucking teenagers too, but a bit younger than us. And obviously it was a bit of they was all up to no good and stuff and out and about on the street, but not when they like we'd all just rap. And like I think a few of the like youth workers in the area clocked that we were kind of doing something good. So they basically gave us like a room in town, in Bradford Town Centre, where we could literally like teach these kids how to record tracks, how to like write, and like some of them couldn't fucking write properly, and like we were just teaching them how to like write bars and just like how to do music and shit. And we were getting like funding from like, it was crazy, like it was weird for that time as well, because I was like basically doing nothing in music or battling, like I'd never battled, but I just loved the shit. So we ended up like letting the kids battle each other and like doing little freestyle battles, and that was like my first kind of experience of battling. Like all my mates used to come and we just used to battle each other and like kind of laugh at kids battling each other, which is pretty funny looking back at it.
And how does the camera get involved for this event? Well,
this is the thing, we did this like, there was like this little Bradford crew of like 4 dudes, and then there was like me and a couple of my mates who used to all rap together, and we ended up having like a 4-on-4 freestyle battle.
Damn.
But they had a few of their other mates there who were just like there and chilling and kind of whatever, and Fat Smoke was one of them people, and I kind of just, I don't know why, but I just aimed the whole battle at him, and he was just sat there and not in the, but I like, anyway, I kind of terrorized this guy. And
he did.
He kind of just took it, and then I got a phone call that night saying, "Oh, I'm pissed off because you did that. We've got a battle," kind of thing. So I was like, "Bro, like this is kind of for kids. You're like too old to be coming to this place anyway. Like, what are you talking about? You're a bit mental." But then I was just like, you know what? Fuck it. I'll battle. Like, we'll film it. Like, let this be my first battle. So yeah, that's kind of how it went down, man.
And prior to the Fat Smoke, were you watching many battles or?
I was fucking obsessed, man, from like the age of, from like 2006.
Damn.
I was the biggest battle geek in the world, man. I was watching Archaic and...
Yeah, were you following the WRCs live then in 07?
Not live, I just used to catch up on whatever videos I could find on YouTube, but literally every night, man, I just used to spend finding battles like crazy. Like when there was no... Well, there was leagues, but not like, I don't know, man. I remember literally all there was to watch was like, I can't remember, is it Lions Den or Fight Club? One of them, I can't remember. Like really old videos, man. Yeah.
Yeah, Fight Club was like over a table, which was a bit different.
That's it, man, yeah. I think that was a little bit later, actually, but yeah.
Yeah, I think that was like 09 maybe. I think Lions Den was a bit earlier. That was Loaded Lux's league, or I think he was involved in that in some promos. But yeah, from Loaded Lux onto Fat Smoke, and this. I mean, it looks like, it's funny you say that. It's interesting you say that about the youth workers in the room, because I have put in my notes. It looked like it recorded in a sixth form common room.
Man, it's so awkward in there. Like, to be fair, the dude hosting it is one of my boys, and he was already doing a lot of youth work with some of the guys, and he was kind of my link to the youth work, the youth worker scene. So yeah, like they've got like they're actually pretty cool guys, man. They've got like a studio in Bradford now and stuff. So yeah, but to be honest, man, I kind of had to move away from that because just the way I rap, like I couldn't be teaching kids to rap like me, like it's just not appropriate. So yeah.
No, that's true. That's true.
About that growth on your lip, most of the pricks that roll in me click have asked me if I know what it is. I said no, is it jizz? They said hopefully it's a molar assist, but it does like choking on dicks. Yo, so don't tell me that this head's not weird. This motherfucker used to have a dreadlock beard. No one listens to this dickhead's junk. You look like one of Joseph Fritzl's inbred sons crying in the cellar screaming, "This is incest, Mum!" While the bitch gets bummed.
So yeah, in your first, which is, it's awesome that this round is on there just from this kind of random little event,
Oh, you haven't got clips of this battle, have you?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Fuck me.
You say, like I said, you talk about his age. He's nearly 22, so he's ancient.
He's like 3 years older than me.
Yeah. And lots and lots. The least notes I have is on your first, because there's lots of in jokes and Bradford references. You knew your audience.
Yeah, man, all 10 of them.
And then, finish on a kind of proto-multi that's quite a good ender. Compared to you, Chipmunk is one sick cunt.
Yeah, man, I was hating on Chipmunk then. Damn, I was hating on Chipmunk early.
Shotty one up. Smoke, I mean, he kicks it off with some multis, which you're about as whack as a tap.
No. There's you know what? That's even funnier than it seems, yeah, because Tap is short for Tapestry, who is a rapper in his crew.
Oh.
So he basically said, you're about as whack as someone in his crew.
It's a weird phenomenon, Lunar, and I recently had Bear Solutions on, who's kind of an upcoming, Don't Flop Trendy Days from Oxford, great rapper, and we both agreed on the same point. When you do your tryout, you have to in some way be unanimous and invoke mythic worlds and stuff. And Smoke does this. He says that you challenge the high gods and stuff. It's oh man.
Yeah, he said some crazy shit, man. He said, I've got the lunar... Oh, yeah, because that was a tap bar, and he goes, I've got the lunar map. Kid, all you do is flap. Taps... Oh, yeah, someone said it before, you're about as whack as Tap. I can't remember. Crazy guy. But, yeah, he made some strange references, man. I didn't really know what he was talking about. He's a strange guy.
No, and,
he's now a wrestler.
Oh.
Apparently, yeah, he gone into wrestling, which I reckon he's a lot better at than battle rap, so big up to Fat Mark.
I hope he's kept his name.
I was just thinking that exact thing. That'd be amazing.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, I'd cheer him on if he's done that.
Yeah. Second as well. Lots and lots of good stuff here. A lot of sort of stuff that you. Okay, yeah, this is clearly Lunar talking about he looks like one of Joseph Fritzl's son crying in the cellar, screaming, "This is incest, mum."
Yeah, man.
And the way he delivers, I mean, all of it is just kind of vintage what will become, and it hits hard. You got to call him Fat Boy at the end as well. You do it with a little bit Fat Boy. Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Apparently, I mean, I love in battle rap when people say you look like X or Y. If it's spot on, it's brilliant. If it's terrible, it's also brilliant. Such as Big Smoke saying, I mean, picture Lunar in your head, listeners. He's saying that Lunar looks like, quote, a Warhammer doll mixed with Eminem and Cher.
Yeah, man. To this day, I cannot get my head around that, man.
No, that is some face swap. And he mentions fly tippers. Were they active at this time?
Yeah, man. We've been calling ourselves fly tippers from maybe a couple years before that. Mm-hmm. And before that, we was basically the same bunch of dudes, just under a different name, man.
And the name fly tippers. Am I right in reading 3 entendres in that, or is there more?
To be honest, man, people read into it, but I actually didn't come up with the name. My boy came up with the name.
It's a great name.
Yeah, he's a grapher, so he's got a lot. He says a lot of Americanized type shit when it comes to I don't know, graphers kind of, they use words in their graph names. It's a bit more American, and it's meant to be he's on a fly tip. But yeah, I kind of just like the spin on it of being fly tippers. But yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, and I guess also if you're kind of, if you're generous to a waitress, you're a fly tipper. That's one of the ones I always saw. But
or an air hostess.
Yeah,
works even better, a fly tipper.
I'm trying to give bars to Lunar. What the hell am I doing here?
Now you're helping me.
Like Gillian McKeith, Fat Smoke says, you are lyrical and brief.
What does... Man, do you know how many sick bars you could make about Gillian McKeith as well? How many shit puns you could use? That's just terrible, man. You missed a trick there.
Yeah, and then just wrapping up in the third, you mentioned fly tippers. His notebook ain't worthy of wafting a fly tipper's fart. The package seems quite full.
Did I say that?
You did say that.
Oh, that's crazy.
Sucking off Entourage for chocolate bars. He's frighteningly large, etc. But what I want to ask you really is you do, there's no real teething issues here. You're in a kind of, a slightly non-battle-y place against a non-battle-y opponent, but you give a really good performance.
Yeah, because I think I was just more into battle rap than everyone there, and I just knew that I'm not gonna act like it was fucking great, 'cause I've watched it back and it was terrible, but I knew that I was slightly ahead of these guys just because I'm such a fan of battle rap, and I'm a bit better at rapping than they was. So like, yeah, I kind of knew that. Yeah, I was a battle geek at that point anyway. So yeah, man, I think that helps a lot. Like you can tell when. Just knowing what you're up against, because you have to stay up on battle rap, even if you want to be 100% original. You have to know what concepts have been used, what bars have been used. Like you have to know that shit, and if you don't, you're gonna come out with a lot of played out shit that you think's never been said. But do you know what I mean? Somebody's shit has probably said it. So yeah.
Right. And at this time, obviously, battling is something that's just like an afterthought. You've discovered it through this project, unwillingly to a certain extent, but always been a fan. The music, the Lunar CD, was this around this time your first release, or?
Yeah, that's my first. Man, yeah, that's basically my first solo project, which I wish I never released, but yeah.
Oh, really? I see. The thing is, though, like all Lunar fans in 2011, I was like, oh, where's his music? And I found it on Spotify, the Lunar CD, and I listened to a bit of it. It's interesting. I mean, it's good juvenilia, good starter.
Yeah, I think, like, looking back on it, it's very... Like, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing in a studio or making songs or just recording in general. And yeah, I think I kind of like it in a sense. I would never expect anyone else to like it, but even though people do, like, it still fucking gets sold. Like, it's mad. Like, it's crazy that people even like that shit, but I don't know, I just like it because it reminds me of that back then, do you know what I mean? And I was so, like, I didn't give a flying fuck what I was doing, so it does kind of have a quality to it in that sense, but yeah, I'm a lot more on my shit than I was then, so yeah it's hard to listen to. No.
And if I was to be slightly fawning, but I do mean this in a way, it's kind of comparable to, I don't know if you've listened to Untitled Unmastered by Kendrick. It kind of has that kind of rough, unfinished, but still like very lyrical quality to it.
That's if it's got any quality to it at all, it's that it's pretty raw and unmastered bit.
Done on the cheap, but I mean, still good.
Yeah, man.
And so you say you're a big fan at this time. You battled after Big Smoke. Was it like, oh shit, I bodied him? I mean, Don't Flop makes sense.
Well, yeah, I don't think it was immediately after. I think there was at least a year. But yeah, it was my friend, basically. He was always like, man, you need to do this. You'd kill some of these guys. And I was a fan of it. It was me who used to show him it. And yeah, after a while, I was just like, fuck it, man. Sent a few messages to her and got totally blanked. So I ended up getting in contact with Chronicle, who ran Don't Flop North at the time. He set me up a battle with a guy called Toxic. I actually went to the event and the guy didn't show up, so I ended up doing some drunk freestyle battle at the end of the night, which luckily never got released.
Well, it's funny you mention that, because I do remember years ago sharing like a mini 10-second clip of you doing something like before Bloodstro. That must have been it.
Wow, as if you did that.
Yeah. So I knew you did something, but I didn't know that was it.
Yeah, it was terrible, man. I basically left that place like, wow, I've just fucked up any chance I ever had of being a battle rapper or rated in the battle scene. I was like, what the fuck have I just done, man? Yeah, it's crazy. And then I ended up just hassling Chronicle again, being like, get me an opponent. They set up Bloodstro, and then they cancelled it about like a week before I was supposed to battle him or something, and they was like, I think you can battle someone better anyway. But I was like, man, I've literally written and learned 3 rounds. Can we just get this done and then I'll battle whoever, do you know what I mean? Yeah. So he was like, yeah, let's just fucking do it. I'm glad it went down.
Yeah, entirely. And we're just going to talk on the Bloodstro battle briefly, because, there's so many good battles to get into. This is, of course, like an iconic battle, your Don't Flop tryout.
You're a tacky basic amateur. You used to be in a crew called Grime Squad. You have an imagination barrier. This is my debut and I'm humble, but this fussy ain't a challenger. You don't have the brains and stamina to match my grade and caliber. If you had a personality, I'd assassinate your character.
Me and Definition, I should say, spoke about this battle at length in our Don't Flop body bags, and we detailed how you kind of bodied Bloodstro and he kind of bodied himself. But is it fair to say you made Bloodstro famous?
That's not what cunts are saying at the moment. Apparently, it's the other, it's the other way around. No, it's mad, you know. Like since the Oshea battle, like how much this kind of trolling of acting like Bloodstro beat me and he was robbed and he made me. It's mad how much people are running with it. It's crazy, but yeah, man. I'd say I don't think I made him famous. I don't think that made me famous either. But yeah, like it made him. Maybe infamous in Don't Flop.
I mean,
and battle rap, whatever.
It's just so good that, you know, Don't Flop's biggest match of last year, your return versus Oshea, he gets mentioned really early on. Like O'Shea's like, this is Ryan's revenge or some shit.
Yeah, I found that hilarious.
Yeah, that was great. That was really good. And yeah, I mean, you know, everyone's seen this battle. Everyone knows that Bloodstro comes a little cringingly, you know, vicious towards you at times, aggressive, especially in comparison to the way you kind of dismember him. You know, with really, it feels like your line. I think Lunar. I think one of the qualities that people always say is, you know, the lines felt so fresh. Like you said, you were such a learned student. You knew what was cliche, and you just knew the nerves to hit people on.
Yeah, man, I think that was a big, like, part of it. Like, you have to know what's played out, man, and what's new, and that's one thing I really focus on, man. I know that if I'm going to say something, nobody said it, and if they have, like, I've never seen that shit. I don't know, man. Like, I'm pretty confident that everything I say has never been said, and if it was, like, something has been said similar, then it's just not Lev's. So, yeah, like, I don't know, man. I hate listening to battlers when they... And it's really fucking common, man. I don't want to act like a little bitch and start slagging off battle rappers, but it's so common, man, that the same... I think I did a tweet about it the other day. Like, I think I used the example of... like if you try angles, like, you know, like there's a handful of fucking, and like the obvious one is the defeat thing, but bro, that still gets used. Like people still say that in battles. Do you get me? Like it's crazy how concepts get regurgitated. Like that's my most hated thing about battle rap, man. Like how much people get away with. So yeah, I kind of pride myself on that a little bit, man.
No, entirely, yeah. I think when we watch you, it's just kind of like, it's not even a case of how didn't I think of that? It's just a kind of just really original way of putting things that makes it a lot more vivid in your head than a lot of other battlers. And that's something that I appreciate. And I also appreciate that after these events, it's a bit of a blur, you know, you celebrate whatever. But do you remember anything after Bloodstro? Were people coming up to you? Was there any buzz palpable or?
Yeah, man, everyone was buzzing. Like, it was pretty strange because obviously... my prior experience of Don't Flop was pretty much the opposite. So I fucking I walked outside, everybody was like just saying, oh, big up, that was fucking sick, whatever, and then I walked up to Kruger and was just buzzing, man, and Kruger, and they was just like, yo, you need to come back. And at that point I didn't really, I just wanted one sick battle in my kind of resume, and I also looked at it like, yo, I don't expect this to blow up or get a lot of views, but once my music does, I want people to look back and be like, oh, yo, he once did this, he once killed someone in a battle, whatever, like that's all I wanted, really. But yeah, once the demand was there, I was just like, I can't really ignore it, man, because it wasn't there for my music at that time. So I was like, I'd be stupid not to, man.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, one of the, you know, battle rap is so debatable, but one of the things you can say about battle that is a huge achievement still is getting 1 million views. You know, it's a huge achievement for any YouTube video, especially a battle, which is such a niche culture. And the fact that your tryout against Bloodstro has 1 million views, it's got 1 million views and 20,000 at the time of this recording. That must feel crazy.
Yeah, man. Do you know what I like about it? I like it when Bloodstro, like, this isn't a dig at him either, I'm not saying this sarcastically, like, I really rate it when I see Bloodstro, like, showing off to other rappers, like, when he gets into arguments and he's like, yeah, but I've got 1 million views, what the fuck? That's funny as I rate that.
No, yeah, you got to own it, and it's crazy. I'm just looking at your verse tracker now, and I mean, we've got to accept the fact that Fat Smoke is not going to hit 1 million views anytime soon, but it does look like we only need the Oshea and DPF battle, and then not that far off. It's you know, I don't know what my point is here, other than to just marvel at the numbers.
Yeah, man, I reckon all of them will hit 1 million at some point. That's, but yeah, like it's crazy because the ADP and Frisko battle was nearly about to hit 1 million, and then it got deleted because of some fucking privacy claim or something. Yeah. Never really got to the bottom of. But literally, some random YouTube, because I was like, you know what? Everybody upload that to your channel if you want. Fuck it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And like, there's one with 1 million views. That is crazy. And it's just a random dude's channel, man, with no other. And he's got 1 million views on one of my battles on his channel. It's crazy.
I know, yeah. It's absolutely insane. And what's the story behind that? Because like in the history of Don't Flop, there aren't many battles that have been like privacy flagged and taken down.
I have no idea, man. Like I have my suspicions now. Certain other things have come to light, but
what, inside job by Chronicle?
Well, I'm not gonna say that, but it's fucking. You never know. Now,
that's libel.
I don't even know. The thing is, I don't even know what happened with the recent thing, so I'm not gonna point fingers at anyone. I'd speak to Chronicle before I said anything about it, but I don't know, man. Like someone fucked me over, though. Do you get me? At the time, the mad thing is as well. Like I don't know if me and her was on best terms at the time, and like I had people saying, "Oh, probably did it," but like there's no way that could benefit from deleting one of his most or like a highly viewed fucking video on his channel. Like we didn't ever have that much fucking animosity between us, so it's crazy, man. I have no idea who did that. Like it's got to be like someone who was in the room or something, man, or just someone who's just a cunt and managed to convince YouTube that someone was in the room. I don't know, man. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
And I mean, looking forward ahead of this, your kind of run, as you say, you had that absolutely insane summer, which was kickstarted by the Bloodstro battle, which, you know, was uploaded in June. So it wasn't like it came out in January or anything, but yet you were still the hottest name of the year. And, you know, part of that was down to the work ethic and the fact that these battles were basically coming out, 2 month. There was a new Lunar battle. And, you know, we jump ahead to the DPF. Was this Don't Flop's next event where you just hot to get on whoever was, you know, whatever was available?
Yeah, man, it's mad because like if I carried on with that kind of attitude that I had at the time, I'd have a fuckload of battles done. Like it just ended so it got too big too fast, man. I was just like, man, what the fuck is going on? But yeah, like it's mad because when I done the Bloodstro, sorry to go backwards, but when I done the Bloodstro battle, like the first thing said to me when I came outside and was like, he was like, you need to do a funny battle. Like I don't want to put you against anyone who's too serious because I want you to have funny videos, kind of thing. And I was like, yeah, I get that, man. And I was down for that at first. I was like, yeah, let's do a couple funny battles, whatever. But after like a couple, I was like, man, I want to battle Censor, man. I'm getting more views than anyone. Like, let me battle Censor. Like, he's the guy who, at the time, like how I said in the Oshea battle, although I did make fun of it because I don't really rate him, to be honest. Like, sorry to be a cunt, but whatever. Like, but he was the guy. Like I was like, I can beat this guy, and he's got the best winning streak. He's seen as the most top tier guy, whatever. At the time, he was the only guy doing long ass verses and shit in battles. So I was like, yeah, I want to beat that guy. But everyone, do you know what? Looking back, I see why they'd done it, because I think like would have looked like a bit of a cock if he'd have just gave me the top guy straight away. Like he might have looked like he was favoritizing me just because I'm getting views. And looking back, maybe fair enough that he didn't do that, like just because of views. You know what I mean? Like, but the way I saw it at the time, I was like, what the fuck? This guy got my views. Battle me like I've got something you want, you've got something I want. Like let's do this. And it was just not happening. Like they was like, nah, you've got to battle funny guys. I was like, okay, whatever, let's just. And then I was like, they was like, do you want to battle Uno Lavoz? And I didn't even know who he was. I watched it and I was like, wow, this guy's funny as like, he was like a Def Jam comedian to me, but in rap form. And like I just rated that, so I kind of just ran with the funny thing. Do you know what I mean? And also it was what was winning battles for me. Like I say, like my battles, my bars wasn't really winning my battles for me. Then if you watch the videos, like the more technical shit I'm saying like falls on deaf ears. So I just thought, fuck it, man, whatever's working, I'll go with that.
That's crazy that you and Censor was supposed to go down and you wanted it as well. That is,
it's mad because the crazy thing is, like, I asked like a couple times, man, like, and he said no. And then I just randomly get hit up by him, and he's like, "Oh, do you want to do a 2-on-2?" I was like, "What? What do you mean a 2-on-2? You and who?" And he was like, "Me and you." I was like, "No, bro, I want to battle you." Yeah, I'm good enough to be on the 2-on-2 team with you, but I'm not good enough to battle. Like, what the fuck? And that never happened. And then it's more annoying because he kind of acted like he wanted to battle me after I'd stopped battling or whatever. So pretty annoying, but it is what it is.
I mean, interesting that Er's guidance was the comedic direction. Is DPF the next opponent? Is he a comedian or?
Nah, but he's funny, isn't he? Like, he's just got that. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if was even thinking about the angle that I was going to take. If he knew that, maybe he just thought that was funny. But I don't know. I can't say, man.
So we get to DPF.
So when it comes to types of MCs, you're not hot. I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours and not stop. On my head there's a 6, 6, 7, 8, me but not God. So they give me no benign tendencies to take heed. I'm top notch. When the Sugar Hill Gang were in the charts with Rapper's Delight, this twat was alive.
Who introduces, who's he's put out more hip hop vinyls than any of us have had hot dinners. So this is an OG. Was DPF someone you were aware of or?
No, to be honest, but I looked him up when it got confirmed, and I was like, "Oh, cool! He's actually done some stuff in UK hip hop and stuff. Like, pretty respected dude." So I found that pretty cool because that's pretty rare in battle rap, innit?
Yeah, and he is decent. He is, the age thing again is emphasised, and he is somewhat of a throwback. There's a hell of a lot of, I fucked your mom and did this and that, and whatever. You do the same, so all's fair here. A bar that Chronicle hypes up mad in the first. Your mom was screaming "woo-ha" so much she thought I was Busta Rhymes.
Yeah, man, that's so crazy.
And then kind of like "I'm your dad," the nurse handed you over. My reply was on like
that was pretty funny. I wasn't expecting that angle. That was funny.
Yeah. I loved his internet gangster, and then like trying to shank you with a memory stick.
Yeah, I think that was like that was everybody's favourite bar from him, I reckon, from that battle. Yeah. That one went off the most.
20 gig, you'll fucking remember this.
Yeah, that made it. Yeah.
that was nice. And then going into this, then your writing process for these opponents, were you like sitting with a pen and pad, or was it more just kind of brainstorm or?
Yeah, like basically, man, I was writing them so fast. Like it's crazy to think that I didn't do more, like because of how they were pretty close together, and I was just like, I've got a really, really bad memory, so I tried to give myself as much time to learn it as possible. So I was writing them so quick. Like looking back, I can tell that I was writing them quick as fuck, and I shouldn't have been, and I should have put a bit more time into the writing and been a bit more. But back then, my main thing was, I'm gonna choke, man. I need to learn this shit as much as possible. So I'm more focused on that, and in a sense, I think it made my shit seem a bit more laid back, and people kind of took to that because I didn't look like I was taking myself too seriously, which I wasn't. So that might have been a plus, but at the same time, I just think a better balance of a bit more preparation.
Flab hangs from her stomach to legs, so you can't see a pussy unless she's stood on her head.
Yeah, man. The odd bar I look back and I'm like, I'd still use that now.
Yeah. No, that one really works. And, contextual bars also really work. She's talking about a pussy. It smells like fish markets and cheese.
This is the type of thing, man. Like, when I hear shit like that, I'm like, man, I said that in a battle. But it's like I was young, and like that was my sense of humour. It still kind of is my sense of humour now, but I'm a bit less. I don't just say silly stuff. Like, it has to be a bit more, a bit better now. And the odour is so strong it could strip bark off a tree. Like Ryan done shit parking this week, which obviously dates the video as well. Yeah, that was mad because obviously I'd been learning the bars like well before, obviously that week. And then that happened, and I was just like, I've got a bar about strip bark off a tree. And then I just added that to it, like kind of, I can't remember when, but just before the battle at some point, I was like, that kind of makes that punch better. I kind of feel like a bit of a cunt for saying it now, but yeah, it got a reaction, so I'd probably do it again.
Lots of great writing, lots of like interesting rhythmic ideas. If I scrap with him, he'd probably snap a limb, grapple in. Aaron Cron got me battling a hasn't been who looks like Skinny Man's spastic twin.
That's fucked up. As if I mentioned Skinny Man in a battle. That's crazy.
It's nice, man. I mean, Press One battled Skinny Man. I'll always mention that.
That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
I was chilling, like, I seen Skinny Man a couple of weeks ago, man. It's crazy. It was in the studio, man.
Oh, really, man?
I'm not going to say anything more.
Holy shit. I mean, yeah. What an honour. The hit women on the head in the club line. Probably one of your most memorable lines, that one.
Yeah, that was like a good your old joke.
Yeah.
I said a few, like, what was there, something about is when you've been old since your T-Rex was a pup. Yeah. I just like silly old joke. I wanted, like, because I kind of was like, you know what, thinks let's just do some funny battles. So I thought I'm gonna do like a little string of funny battles before, and because I definitely had the intention of just moving on and battling the top dudes or whatever. But I thought, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do like almost like what Ron did with Big T with the fat jokes. I kind of was like, you know what, if I just do almost like a concept for, like, I battle someone who's fat, I battle someone who's whatever, like, that's the shit that goes viral, innit? And at the time the only thing I was trying to do was promote my name for my music, so I kind of saw that as you know what, I'll just do like a full battle of this shit, you know what I mean? So yeah.
I like the reference to his age as well. When the Sugar Hill Gang were in the charts with Rapper's Delight, this twat was alive.
Yeah, man, I researched that to make sure it was true as well, man.
Yeah, he gets read out, and like DPF has some pretty funny stuff in the third. If a condom got dropped on the floor with best before 1994, bruv, that's got to be yours. And then everyone seems to go in on the little spacer in your ear.
Yeah, man, it's fair enough, though. I'd probably do the same.
Don't Flop should have an age restriction. You can't win battles with ancient wisdom.
Yeah, man, that was a good one. Like, I sound like I'm sucking myself off here, but I didn't expect it. But yeah, like, that was probably my favourite.
And then, you talk about rewriting history like King David did.
Did I say that?
You did say that.
Man, I was gassed. I don't even know what that means now.
Well, yeah, so King...
Yo, do you know what? I remember writing that because I think I just read something and the bar just came to me. I was like, yo, I'll sound bare clever if I... So I was just like, yeah, fuck it.
I think King David rewrote history. I know there's the King James Bible, and that's kind of like the rewrite, but maybe, I don't know. But then my point...
Oh, did I get it wrong?
I don't know if you did.
David or King James, I am a spacker.
No. You might... They might have both, changed history in their own way. But what's funny is that you go from, like King David did, to this gay prick does dick-shaped shits. So...
Yeah, that's retarded as fuck. That just shows that I didn't know what the fuck I was talking about.
And then, I mean, yeah, absolutely fantastic battle. And also, it's great to see Kruger looking like a child in this one as well.
Yeah, man. Calcium Kid as well with his hair, man.
Yeah. It's a great throwback. Times Change 2011 in the background as well. It really does,
Yeah, man, that was in Sheffield.
Oh, man.
Crazy.
And then, judging, Fame, bigs you up as a problem. Prince Kong is there, the best DPF he's ever seen, but he thinks you smashed it, and he said that there was hype around you, and he thinks it's completely living up to that. Because, like, at this time...
I was buzzing off that, man, I remember that.
Yeah. Prince Kong, man, that was pretty cool.
Yeah, I fully rated, like, I still do, but, like, obviously when he was battling, I was fully... Like, I rated him a lot, but yeah, I was buzzing when that happened, man. I can remember that.
Yeah, and Els and Seuss and Calcium Kid pretty much, echo everyone and just saying that, they're really excited. Everyone just seems really excited to have you in the league because, your performances are so good.
Yeah, Els needs to come back, man. Els spat all over DPF while he was rapping in that battle as well. Like, spat his beer all over him or some shit. That was funny.
So is it at this point when the 2-on-2s happen, when you first team All Matter? before Mickey?
I can't remember, man. Like, what fucking... It was me versus Bloodstro, and then... I can't, bro. I don't even. Was DPF my second battle?
I think so. The reason we can't do the order so easily is because that guy took the video down. So therefore, the NDP and Frisko battles later, like literally a year after everything else, as it wasn't. But
yeah, I think it went. Yeah, it went me versus Bloodstro, then me versus DPF, then that 2-on-2 that got taken down, and then Mickey Worthless. Because I can remember that me and Mickey Worthless weren't allowed to judge each other's battles on that day because we was about to battle or some shit. Right.
And I mean, obviously this battle is a stone cold classic, DP and Frisko versus Lunacy and Matter. I think everyone loves this battle. I urge people just to watch the intro to this battle, which is just like a sort of highlights reel of the sponsors, but with all the best bits from the event. And it's just got this great beat, and his times change 7, I believe. And you know, I mean, awesome shit. But I mean, first of all, Matter, how did you guys link up?
To be honest, I'd known about Matter just through being around the fucking hip-hop scene and going to certain nights in West Yorkshire, but I didn't really know him at all until I just fucking hit him up because I was like, yo, a 2-on-2 would be sick. Matter's the only guy who lives even close to me who was in Don't Flop, and I rated what he was doing. So yeah, that was it really. We kind of linked through Don't Flop, man.
And rehearsal wise, was it easy to adapt to doing a 2-on-2 or?
Yeah, you know, we just literally wrote as many bars as we could each separately, and then linked up for like 2 days or something, maybe one day, and just fucking played together and wrote a little bit together. But yeah, we didn't want to ever be like one of those fucking synchronized, like, no dig to anyone obviously, but back then it was a lot cornier when people did that, because they did it in a really corny way. Like, it wasn't like how fucking Shuffle and Marlowe do it, where it's, I don't know, it would just, it was corny to me at the time, so we didn't want to do that. But so we just was like, you know what, bro, we'll take it in turns, fucking 4 bars each, 8 bars each, who cares? Like, we just take it in turns to rap, like, say your own shit, we aren't going to write each other's bars, let's just do this. So yeah, man.
Yeah, whereas NDP and Frisko, they have a great chemistry, don't they?
Yeah, man, they're funny as fuck. Just as people, man, I find them fucking hilarious. Yeah. I knew that was going to be a funny battle, man.
Yeah, they
and I didn't want to. The thing is with that battle as well, I was like, you know what? The one thing we kind of do have on them is that we can kind of rap better than them. But if we go in with that attitude, we're just going to get clowned. And like, I don't want to be that stiff guy who's trying to bar off somebody who's just trying to clown me. I want to out clown them. So, and I'm really glad that we kind of stuck to that.
Yeah, totally. And interesting in the intro that says NDP and Frisko paved the way for Don't Flop to be on BBC 3.
Yeah, man, because they did that fucking... They did some program where they was like... Because they were like alcoholics or some shit. They were pouring fucking vodka in their eyeballs and shit. There was on I watched that shit on TV. It was bizarre because they was like at a Don't Flop event. It was mad.
Oh, I need to check that out, man. That is some lost footage there. That BBC 3.
It's crazy, man.
Because you were gobsmacked when a second ago you realised that we're not black men. No, don't use your contact lenses as a shot glass then.
And you need to send a thank you letter to the BBC editor, because the shit you left out of that documentary was even sketchier. You two giving each other Hennessy enemas on a regular.
Now listen, Frisko and Edward call themselves the Bass Invaders when they're ripping their sets up, but you fuckers should just combine your names like Jedwood, because you're Fedwood on a regs, bro.
So yeah, NDP and Frisko begin, and like I said, they do have they have a kind of finish each other's sentences, great kind of, they never kind of do a Shovel T and Marlowe theatrical sort of way, but you do feel like they're good mates, like you say, and they're kind of in each other's pockets, and you know, it is pretty much all I'm gonna fuck your mom, and their kind of twist on it is, I don't want to call it horrorcore, but they definitely go a bit further than normal, don't they?
Yeah, it's a bit rapey, innit?
Yeah. You know, fuck her up bum with courgette, push it in till it's really fucking hurting, like the way he says that.
that's what I mean. They're just proper funny characters, man. Like they're just funny guys. That's why that battle was so, because I was dying while they were rapping and they was enjoying it too. Like, so yeah, that was just probably my favourite battle event, like I say, man.
It was. The vibe is absolutely astonishing. Going in on Matter, this is talking about someone from Train Spotting gone rotten and sucked the fart out of Doc Cotton's bottom, which is a very British bar, I feel. But and then your lisp comes up. Which, do you even have a lisp? I don't detect. Hey, can you hear me?
Sorry, you broke up a bit, man.
Sorry. I was just saying, like, I can't really like detect a lisp on you, really.
It's there, man. You know, when I drink, it comes out a bit. I can control it when I'm sober, man.
And then, I think this battle especially, even more than the DPF and Bloodstro battle, is like, you just have these lines. You just have these literal, just like explosive lines, like the whole sort of hair colour and complexion, you look like a lit spliff. I mean, it's dynamite, isn't it, in the room?
Yeah, man, it was going down really well, man. It was... I was so gassed, I'm not going to lie, man. In that battle, I was like, wow, this is mad. Like, that was like, that was kind of the pinnacle for me. Like, just for the vibe, man, just for, not even for the hype, because I think it was after that when it was just before the Mickey Worthless battle where it went crazy, where the views came and everything online. I think that's a lot to do with Jamie shouting me out. Like, Jamie just shouted me out on Twitter one day and it just went fucking ridiculous, man. Like, that was crazy. But that before that was the most fun for me, man.
Yeah, you call out Bowski.
Did I?
Yeah. We don't call him out to battle. You just sort of mention him in the crowd and talk about his tracks, be like dibbity doo and all that sort of stuff.
Mad.
Goes into him telling little girls his hair colour's Moulin Rouge.
Yeah,
which is just,
I only really remember the bars that get quoted a lot because I've got the worst memory, man.
I like when you go on an NDP for not being around. You're like, and who are you? Did you just come out the woodwork with a 2-on-2?
Yeah, that's literally what I thought about him. I was like, man, he hadn't actually done a solo battle up until after that when I actually set up the battle. I was like, can I set up a battle and host it? And he was like, yeah. I was like, and I wanted Eddie P to battle Calcium Kid. I just thought that would be the funniest thing ever. So yeah, that I went down and I hosted it.
I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, it was at I think it was at where I battled Philly Swain and Zim with Matter.
Okay, yeah. And then as the round ends, is just beaming. He's so happy because obviously he knows this is great, and he knows, like, obviously you and Matter have been the huge success you predicted and stuff like that. And I still think Eddie P and Frisko's second is really strong as well. Where he's going in on leads for Matter. Everyone eats Tim peas. The houses are appalling. Matter don't live in a gaff. He lives in a hole in the floor with a sheet of tarpaulin.
That's funny as fuck. Yeah, to be honest, man, at that time I didn't really expect the Yorkshire jokes, do you know what I mean? Because I just thought we're both Northern, man. But there's not that much difference. Like, that's not going to happen. Like, but yeah, that kind of took me off guard. I like that, to be honest. Yeah, it was mad because one of my boys came with me, and he had a Yorkshire Rose flag, and was like, bro, I'm not sure quite where we were in Manchester, but I think it might have been fucking Moss Side or one of them places, man. Which was a bit, we was like, bro, don't pull that out. And then at the end of the battle, he's pulled it out and started chanting Yorkshire, and I was there with like a good few people, and like it seemed like the whole room was shouting Yorkshire and we was in Manchester. I was like, right, we're gonna get stabbed or something. This is crazy, but yeah.
Yeah, someone will just hear that down the road. Like, no, it's funny you mentioned that because at the end of the battle, the video cuts off, so therefore it's kind of like you can just hear the audio judging, and you can hear Yorkshire, but you can't see the flag. You can just, you don't see anything. So
it cuts out, man. I think it was actually something wrong with the footage. I was a bit gutted about that because I was looking forward to seeing that on camera, man. Yeah,
but it'll always live in your memory, Lunar, which we've established is quite bad. So. And then there are just these kind of game changers. The whole climb start bollock naked up your family tree.
Yeah, man.
You know,
that went off a lot better than I expected it to.
I have a really weird memory of that bar, by the way, where it was like 2014 when I lived in Manchester. I went to a Words of Weapons event, and I got there early, and there were like loads of people outside, and there were these two guys who had clearly just met, and they were just kind of making awkward small talk, and I just kind of overheard, and like it was a guy basically quoting that bar, and they both laughed. And that was it.
Amazing.
Yeah, I know, because I just heard it. I heard like start, but I was like, oh yeah, family. I just kind of finished it in my head, and then I guess the other one is the whole sort of you know fisted a bit shit of a day. I'm sure someone shook my hand.
Yeah, man, that went down really well. It's mad. Like there's certain that one I expected to go down well, to be honest, but there is certain bars that like still get quoted to me this day where I'm like, what the fuck are you, like, why, out of context, out of the battle as well, I'm just like, why do you still rate that? Like I get people tweeting me, your mum looks like Mickey Worthless, or like everything I post, like someone says, oh, their mum looks like Mickey Worthless. I'm like, that's not funny other than in a battle with Mickey Worthless. Or like with Uno Lavoz, when I'm saying like, and that was only funny in context to get me. Like I don't get it to this day. I don't get it.
No, I feel you. It's kind of just like a meme, isn't it? It's like Harambe. It's just like, you know, worthless. I don't know, whatever. It's kind of gone beyond there. But yeah, Yorkshire is chanted out, and that battle closes. And then Mickey. I mean, the fact that this is uploaded like 2 months later suggests that it was quite soon after.
Soon after what? Sorry.
Soon after the Eddie P and Frisko.
Yeah, I think it was soon after, because like I say, it was organised before the battle before it, so yeah.
Right.
I think I was already writing for him when I was preparing for the 2-on-2.
Oh, right. And Mickey, obviously, Mickey is currently, you know, a huge figure in battle rap of his own league and stuff, but back then he was quite a big guy, big enough to have you, or was this kind of stooping on your part?
Yeah, to be honest, he was definitely buzzing to be able to battle me, and I can remember like he wanted to battle me, and like it wasn't a case of a step down or anything like that, man, because I'd only done like fucking 2 battles, but just because of the hype, and like I say, with all the hype when JME was tweeting about me, and then the internet just went pretty crazy. That was good for him too, so yeah, like I don't know, man. I don't know how to answer that question.
And the reaction, you know, in your introduction by the fans is full on, you know, really full on. And the DF is growing. Says, you know, check us out at the start. And clearly it was. Is this something that you felt, I mean, whether you, obviously there are lots of other people involved as well. It wasn't just your popularity that helped.
No, it was, man. It was.
But at this time, it's fair to say that your ascent and Don't Flop's ascent in the public eye are pretty much parallel.
Yeah, it was mad. I think it was doing I don't know, man. Like it was. I'm not gonna like. It was pretty small when I first went there.
Yeah.
And like I remember him, like on my second battle or something. He's like, oh, his debut got like 6,000 views, and they're saying that like that's crazy. And I can remember being like, I can remember thinking that was good myself. Like, wow, 6,000 views, that's mad. And that was good for a Don't Flop battle at that time. But it just after that is when it really went big, and like everyone was getting 10,000 views on a battle, to get me, and like I was getting fucking 20 in a fucking night. Do you know what I mean? It just changed. Like it's great. It's crazy how much it changed. Like when I see that on the start of the DPF battle, it makes me laugh, man. That it was kind of a big thing that I got 6,000 views. Like that's hilarious.
Yeah, and Don't Flop say that they're starting 2 new divisions as well in the adverts to begin. Essex and Cardiff, which...
That's amazing. Did that ever happen?
Well, no. At the first 2012, you know, Killer Croc tryout event, the first quarter, I believe a high majority of the tryouts are from Essex, because there was kind of an Essex event that was cancelled, so maybe they tried. But you know, 17th of September 2011, this is uploaded. Crazy few weeks. Shouts out all the names who have shown respect to the league, like Jamal, like JME, Professor Green, Rizzle Kicks. You know, Don't Flop is this entity at this time.
Yeah, that was the thing. It kind of had a... like the guy who I think was showing JME my stuff was a MSM. A lot of people know him through Boy Better Noise. He was the engineer. He shouted out on one of their tracks.
Right.
But like he was the guy who was like showing Jamal and like showing different people, and it all kind of happened at the same time, which is mad. But yeah, I kind of forgot that was at the same time, to be honest. But yeah.
Yeah, and as I say, big reaction in the crowd. Archaic is brapping, which is always good to see. You shout out Synoptic Music. Was that your label or?
That was actually the guy's label who hosted the Fat Smoke battle. Yeah.
You probably think you're brave because you're battling a better rapper. You're not, you're an ignoramus. You can't see you've just been dropped into a bottomless pit of greatness. Your mother's box is so big and spacious, if she sat on a lamppost, her coccyx would hit the pavement.
And yeah, Mickey begins. I mean, this is vintage Mickey. He begins by asking you if you can lend him a tenner. And then, not a bad name flip. Think I'm going to take an L to you, Narcy.
Yeah, that were a sleeper. That I realised after the event. I was like, oh, that's all right.
Yeah. That's probably his best bar, but that is a good bar. It's like, if you run out of things to write in a battle, you go, this is an X to a Y, so this is this is Nike shoe to a Puma, and people have got you on the brain. I'm going to remove you like a tumor, and then it does well, and there are moments in your first Lunar, and it's not to say that the whole battle isn't great and that the writing hits really, really well and there's awesome stuff here, but there's moments where you're not even punching, but the crowd are reacting like it's a haymaker. Like when you're just like, you should get a burrito with extra jalapenos. And I was like, wah!
Yeah, man. Yeah. To be honest, man, I hated that. I fucking hated it. Like, that's probably the reason I stopped battling. And you can see it in my last battle in the 2-on-2. Like, right. We can't even get out as first line. And like, I was like, this is bullshit. Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like, the thing is, it was that, and the fact that it got so big so fast, it just fizzled my brain out. I was like, man, this is just weird. Like, and it just got to the point where I was like, I don't think this is going to get any bigger without it just fucking my head up. Like, because I don't know, because literally, I know I wasn't fucking Justin Bieber, but I was such a battle geek that, yeah. Being the fucking, just suddenly being, and I know this sounds like I'm sucking myself off, but it is kind of true. Like, I was the biggest battle rapper in the UK at that time, so going from being just a battle geek to being that was just a bit of a head fuck for me. Like, I didn't expect, like, I wasn't one of them guys who was all over the internet anyway. Do you know what I mean? So it was just kind of strange for me, and then once I kind of felt like, I can't even get a bar out without people like overreacting to the punch, like the setup and shit. Like, I knew that on camera that's gonna look shit. Do you know what I mean? So it got to a point where I was like, man, I don't know if I want to do this anymore.
No, I understand that. And Mickey swapping caps.
It's a good problem to have, though. I'm not. Yeah. Like, if people react to your setups and shit. Like, and the thing is, I do pride myself on having good setups, so I do expect them to get a reaction, like, definitely. But when you can't get your punchline out because of your setup, that's when it's like, bruh, let me rap, man. Do you know what I mean? And I see a lot of battlers where they're like, let me rap. So yeah, it's kind of a blessing and a curse, man, being the best rapper ever.
Yeah, if you were on URL, the gas.
I don't know, man. I think it'd go one way or the other, man. Yeah. It'd either just like boo me off or yeah.
So yeah, Mickey swapping out his cap for the second round.
Yeah, that was pretty confusing. Funny, but yeah. I don't know if that's a tactic to win a battle.
I don't really know why. And then he asks us all, I mean, it's not a bad angle if we'd ever heard of a site called tubeplay.com.
Nah, bullshit. That was a terrible angle. That's the worst thing anyone has ever said to me. I was fuming about that, man.
Right.
Like, that's when I realised, so cunts just make shit up in battles. Fair do. Yeah, that really annoyed me, man, because I was like the highest viewed in Dot Flop at the time, or I was getting the highest views. the quickest or whatever, I don't know. But yeah, a lot of people try to discredit me and say that like, oh, I'm paying for views, which I don't even know how I would do that on somebody else's channel. It might be possible, fuck knows, but bullshit. I would never do that. That's backwards.
Yeah. And then he chokes and, you know, kind of struggles his way. You know, Mickey can choke and make it look good. This isn't one of his most graceful fails. He says Mark Salisbury's your boy.
I don't even know who that is, man.
Oh, right, okay. Apparently...
Salisbury?
Yeah.
Fuck no. You know what? It rings a bell, man, and I feel like I know that.
I think it's Matter.
Yeah, I was just thinking, is that Matter's name?
Yeah, it's Matter's name. There you go.
Shit, man. I only know Matter. This is the thing. I only know Matter as Matter, man.
Yeah.
And I bet if he just said actually, I don't know. I'm famous, so he probably knows my full name.
Well, it's funny you say I'm famous, because you say...
I'm joking, man, I'm joking.
Well, yeah, but you say in this battle, Don't Flop's made me famous, bitch.
Yeah, I was joking that as well.
No, I know you were. Got me in a diva growing like Jay-Z's jizz.
I said that like I was a genius as well, man. I think I even did a temple tap, you know.
I think you might have done. Ignoramus, mother's box so big and spacious, if you sat on a lamppost, her coccyx would hit the pavement.
That's fire, man. That's pure fire.
That gets a big reaction. Deservedly so. And then Mickey dissects one of your interviews in his third, your body language, scratching your nose.
I apparently said something a bit homophobic in an interview when I was... Yeah, I think I said something which... was a bit retarded, but it happened. I think he said that I scratched my nose afterwards, which is like body language to say that I'm lying, so that must obviously mean I love cock.
Yeah. And then he ends with him and are gonna rape your girl, and there'll be 18 stitches holding together the bit between the bum hole and the twat.
He didn't know the name for that. Magic.
And that's Mickey's epic third closer. And then I think your third is probably the best one, actually, of your rounds. Really, really strong round throughout. The whole pinned her down and gave a dick. That's a really I mean, obviously, yeah, exactly. What beginning to the bar, but the way, obviously, the clever nature of false choking and reinforcing the idea of the times, that is really original.
Yeah, but even that pissed me off, man, because I'm pretending to choke and it got a reaction. I think I repeated myself, and on the second time, I think they kind of clocked that I was doing something, but they didn't give me chance to drop the punch. Obviously it still went off, but yeah, it was that I were a bit annoying too, because I was I pinned her down and get pretending to choke, and they were oh. Shut the fuck up.
That is crazy. Yeah, you can't. It is mad. It is mad. And then hold the bitch down with battery like a SIM card.
That is an old school bar. Only old school mobile phone owners will know that.
That's true. Those 3210 motherfuckers.
Yeah, man.
And
track phones will get that to this day, man.
And then at the end, it's great to see the judges as well pretty much concur with what people have said before. Believe the hype. Bowski tells us, man. Bowski was mad impressed.
What, with me?
With you.
Oh, sick, man. Bowski's a don, man. The first battle I went to do when the dude didn't show up was Bowski's debut, and I can remember we both showed up there ready to do his debuts on that day. And then I think he battled Oshea when I battled Bloodstro, so yeah, it's pretty cool seeing him do things, man. And then I actually played at Leeds Fest when he battled Innuendo when he won his Fire in the Booth. So yeah, that was pretty mad as well.
Oh, cool.
Bumping into each other. So yeah, he's a cool guy, man.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I love, the Uno Lavos battle. Say he didn't want to give you sort of the preferential treatment, perhaps for the sense thing, and that makes sense. But getting it international very quickly is, I don't want to say it's preferential because obviously you deserved it, but it's just very cool.
Oh no, definitely. I don't feel like he kind of held me back. I'm not. Do you know what I mean? I feel like he I think it was. Yeah. I don't know, man. I think just within Don't Flop, they wanted to keep that kind of top top tier thing. And I think if someone had just come in straight away and just battled Censor and whatever, whether they beat him or not, like that would have looked a bit dodgy. Like that would have looked like maybe favoritism just for views.
Yeah.
But he definitely did. Like, yeah, I got an international pretty early, so I was happy with that, man.
And you know, it's a lot of the time when people put music on the front of battle rap videos, you skip past it. But Cat Mafia, it's still a good song, man.
Yeah, that's Chief Wiggs' song, man. He just got me on his little he actually did a whole album about cats, man. Which is
shit.
Crazy. So he was like, yeah, do you want to do a track about cats? I was like, I'll do a track about like gangster cats. So we just did that, yeah.
No words. And you know, Uno, you say you hadn't watched him much before, like, you know, still it must have felt quite surreal to have an international in front of you. So yeah, I mean, this event as well, like you say, Don't Flop is growing bigger and bigger and bigger.
Your mum looks like Mickey Worthless.
You know, this is another massive event. This is Blood in the Water 5, was it?
I think so, yeah. I think so.
Was this the Blizzard Mark Grist event as well?
Yeah, I think it was on a different day to that.
Yeah. And I mean, at this point of time, was coming to events still, you know, novel, or was it like I get there and fans get up to you, or what?
Yeah, man, it was still like a big thing, because that was actually the first time I'd battled in London. So yeah, that was pretty big day for me, man.
Yeah, that's very cool. That's very cool. And you know, was there any surreal nature, like having an international in front of you with Uno?
Yeah, it was crazy because I was speaking to before Uno showed up at the event, and apparently Uno got lost getting to London, and had no way of getting in contact with him. So and a couple of other people just sat on a bench, and then Uno just like wandered up to him like randomly, like somewhere in London, like fuck knows where, the night before the event this is. So just somewhere in London, they bumped into him, and like I don't think Uno realised like how mad that was, because he was just like, oh, I just came looking for you and I found you, kind of thing. Like, they could have been anywhere in London to get this. So
holy shit,
it's pretty crazy that they just bumped into each other. But yeah, and I got told that, and then I met Uno, and I was like, oh, how did you find it getting here? And he was like, it was fucking shit. So yeah, it was pretty surreal, man. To be honest, I think that might have been the first time I'd ever spoken to a fucking American person. So yeah, it was surreal.
And then you kind of threatened to speed fuck his nan at the end of your first.
Yeah, man.
I like that bar. Like, it's surprising. There's some shock value in it.
Yeah, man. I think it made him jump like some shit in the video, or he's had this argument online before, because like a lot of people was like, oh, you shit yourself when Lunar did that, because he like jumped a little bit. But yeah, I've seen him arguing his point online that apparently he was already moving.
And then in his second, Uno, you know, snaps his fingers, gets people to join in. Does this annoy you, or don't you mind it?
I thought that was amazing, man. Like, literally, that was the first time I'd seen anybody do anything like that in a battle, and I was like, you motherfucker. Like, he won that round for me, man.
And
just sick.
And then, you know, a few props. He whips out the tape measure.
Yeah, I hate props, man. But yeah, that was funny. To be honest, like, that was one of I fully did not. No one's ever said that to me before or since, like, about my neck. But I think the way he did it just smashed it. So yeah. Can't really diss him for that.
And obviously, there was a lot of international talent out there. You can see Sharon and Tricky P watching you as you perform. Did you feel any added pressure, or? Nah,
man, not really. To be honest, I think Tricky P is to this day the only judge to ever vote against me in a battle. And it was that battle, so yeah, fuck Tricky P.
He liked a lot of your lines, though, he said, in his judgment, but yeah.
Yeah, man, I'm just playing. I've met him since. He's a cool guy, man.
Right. Yeah, I like salsa sauce too, but it's fuck all to dance about. And then, yeah, you know, you sort of, Mum Looks Like Mickey Worthless is debuted in your second against Uno as well. shout out Twitter. And then Uno's kind of, he has his kind of long form. You're white, so he assumes you do incest. And then he gets a little physical, but then the mind games makes you say something. It's quite cool.
Oh yeah, I think I called him a bitch online or something, just messing about. Like, I think we was like trolling each other a little bit before the battle, and I think in the battle he was basically saying like, "Say it now" to my face, kind of thing. And then I did, and then he said like, "Oh, see, you do what I tell you to do," or some shit. That was kind of like his flip on it. Right. Yeah, it worked. Right.
Yeah, it did. And you sort of going on more of the kind of vulgar angle. Comes in his girl on a period, looks like Thousand Island sauce.
Yeah, man, I ruined Thousand Island sauce for myself forever. Man. I can't eat that shit anymore.
And yeah, where I'm from, Philadelphia's a spreadable cheese is another crazy line there. Uno maybe shouldn't have ended by saying in the end America's always win or something like that.
Yeah, he kind of shot himself in the foot there, man. I don't know why he did that.
Slightly.
That's kind of what I like about him, though, man. He always goes too far or says what he shouldn't say, so that's Uno, innit?
And I can't say this for sure, but maybe one of the last times Don't Flop do it on camera. They used to do it a lot in the early days. The winner gets a bag from the sponsors.
Man, that's what the fuck we used to battle for, man.
Yeah.
Bag of fucking
swag.
Shit t-shirts. Like,
ill-fitted.
At the time, we was like, yeah, got a lot of fucking snapbacks and t-shirts, man. But now I'm like, what the fuck? Where was the money, man?
My mom does not look like Mickey Worthless, is the last thing Uno says, just as the camera fades out. And
really?
Yeah. And then Flex Digits Judging says, me punching death is not on video, so stop searching for it. That's how he opens his judging.
Oh yeah, I remember that shit, man.
Shout out to Flex Digits, had a great episode with Psychosis. And yeah, it's cool to see Sharon judging as well. Sharon said that he didn't want to judge, but made him. So, fair enough.
Mad. Poor Sharon, man.
And, I think just at this time, just as I said, just as you were kind of, becoming this huge star, was just when I was getting into Don't Flop. And I remember the only Lunar Sea battle that I saw in real time was this upcoming battle, your second double battles. And I went to Amsterdam with a friend of mine, Mainstream Brendan was his nickname, but yeah, Brendan, and went to Amsterdam, and we came back, John Lennon Airport, Liverpool John Lennon Airport, they had Wi-Fi on the bus, and it was like, fucking hell, there's a new fucking Lunar Sea battle out, man. And did you feel like, you said that people were not letting you react, like it does seem like this thing got so big so fast?
Yeah, it just, man, yeah, it was a bit strange, man. I was just like, I don't know, man, it kind of had the opposite effect on me when that happened. Like, I think at first it got me gassed that everyone was like, whoa, like, everything's dropping, everything's going down, like everything's like, every bar's going off kind of thing. Yeah. And then it got to the point where I was like, man, let me rap, man. Like, because I like doing unexpected punchlines, or like, I like saying, making you think I'm going to say something else or some shit, and like, it kind of makes it so you can't do that if they're reacting too early, or like, do you know what I mean? So it used to frustrate me a little bit, man. And I feel like a little bitch moaning about that, because I should be grateful for whatever. But yeah, man, it kind of, I don't know, it's my own fault, because I obviously, if I say, if I'm known for saying funny shit, then they come to see that, then they're waiting to laugh, obviously, do you know what I mean?
And it's interesting, isn't it, when Don't Flop go back to old venues that they previously sold out, and you get to appreciate the tide of audiences. So I think you were there, weren't you, at Don't Flop's 6.5 birthday? I think I saw you in the crowd or on stage.
Was that the
Yunnan Tony?
Yeah, I was there, man. Yeah. That was kind of the event that made me want to do the Oshea battle, man.
Yeah, and that was obviously where you battled Philly, Swain and Zim, and like with the Philly, Swain and Zim, the crowd, I've never seen so many people there. It's mad.
Yeah, it was a crazy day, man. Yeah, really good day. Fucking the queue outside the event was fucking ridiculous, man. Like, it's a big road as well, and people was all the way around the corner, man. It was crazy.
Yeah. And, you know, I mean, there's no judgment here, but I'm just sort of saying what I see. You kind of look high as fuck.
Oh man, I was so stoned in that battle. That's actually like, there's parts of that though where I'm like, once I do get into the battle, it almost is my favourite performance because of how like I'm literally laughing at myself.
Yeah,
like,
yeah, you do seem really chilled out.
I am actually just in the moment, just stoned and finding it hilarious that this like Philly Swain stood in front of me and I'm just dissing him because he's fat and shit. Do you know what I mean? Like, I was just high as fuck, so like I found that hilarious.
Yeah.
And look, watching it back, I really enjoy it because I'm like, man, I wish the whole battle was like this, and I wish all my battles were just that kind of vibe. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it got hard, man.
Yeah.
Well, like I say, once I got into the battle, I did get there, and I was performing how I wanted to.
One of the things that I've always felt, you know, about battling at these events when you're the headliner, there's a fuck ton of waiting around, isn't there? And you get to see everyone else do their battles, and like, you know, you are the headliner, so that's a big deal. But I mean, did it take your toll on you just waiting?
Yeah, that's one of the things, man, and that's another thing about battling in general at the moment, because I actually hate that, man, because I didn't get to enjoy the checkpoint 2, or was it a battle that? Yeah, I didn't really get to enjoy that event like I should have. But yeah, man, I think it's just, you got to make a choice though. Like if you want to stand there drinking and smoking all day, then you're probably gonna have a shit battle. If you want to just turn up on time and get your battle done and be a boring bastard, then you're probably gonna have a good performance. But you got to just weigh up what you want to do, man. I personally just go and watch every battle and just try not to drink.
And, you know, facing off against Philly and Zim, was this something you and Matt wanted, or was it just just suggested it? Or
I can't actually remember, man. I think, yeah, we definitely didn't suggest Philly Swain and Zim, man. I don't know, because I didn't even know they knew each other. Like, I think they just wanted to do a battle, and we were like,
pussy smells like a dog's bed. with a clit so long it gives my long neck a complex.
I think at that point after Uno, I was already being like, I don't really care about doing another battle, if I'm honest, and I was already kind of on a decline in terms of my enthusiasm for battle rap. So I was just like, I don't know, man. And then he was just like, oh, we'll do a 2-on-2, and then yeah, I think that's how it worked out, man.
Mm-hmm. No, I mean, regardless, it's an awesome opportunity. You know, Philly Swain especially, he's a fucking legend, and it's great that, you know, he battled Lunacy, and like Philly gets in Matter's face and like talks shit to him. It's great.
Yeah, I think he refers to me as Matter's bitch, and but he says it to Matter, and he goes, "Your bitch look like Yoshi." That's one of the funniest things I've ever heard, man. That I look like Yoshi. I don't know why, it just cracked me up, man. Your bitch look like Yoshi.
Yeah, and it's, you know, it's one of those cases, especially in Philly's first, where you can almost feel the crowd feeling like, finish now so we can hear Lunar. It's like, you know, and like the battlers the battlers watching are making noise, but the crowd are pretty dead, to be honest. And, you know, there's a lot of kind of, you know, British stuff here. My dick's a holy grail, Monty Python.
Yeah, I don't feel like they tried either, man, if I'm really honest, because at the time as well, I don't know if you remember, but I think that was just after Philly Swain beat Thesaurus, I think.
Right.
I think it was around that time, but I'd seen that and I was like, "Oh, this guy's pretty fucking like he's capable of like beating someone in a battle." But I was a bit disappointed, man. And then the funniest thing afterwards, Philly Swain was like kicking off at Zim, saying, "Oh, we lost that because of you. You didn't try," and all this shit. That was hilarious. And Zim's brother came up to me and he was like pissed off because I'd like just said a load of bars about his mum. I was like, "Man, it's a fucking battle, man, chill." And he was like, "Oh yeah, but still, you're brave, man. You're brave, man." It's like, all right.
You don't get it. And is it weird to get gun bars directed at you?
Yeah. At that time it was, because yeah, it is funny, man. It is funny.
Yeah.
Like Philly Swain, I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm not gonna say too many of the things that he actually said to us, because that'd make me a snitch. But he's one of the wildest guys you will ever meet, bro. Like, and he'll just tell you the craziest shit. Like, he just had like this stack of dollars that he just kept whapping out and being like, "I'm traveling light, man." Like, he's just like the most braggy, funniest American person you'll ever meet. He's cool, man. But he's scary as fuck as as well. Like, yeah.
If you're American, it means it's a hereditary disease that makes you smell of chicken grease and have an elephant's physique.
Yeah, man. Facts.
Facts, yeah. It really does work. And only time you bang a 9, sneak into the elementary school and hide?
Nah, what did I say? I said only time. Oh, is that what I said? Yeah, that's whack, man. I did the referring to a child as a 9 thing, didn't I? That's whack. I was early on that, though. You were. And
I wanted to ask as well, you shout out Puma at the start. Were they sponsoring you?
Yeah, man. Puma jumped on me early, man. Like,
nice.
They shouted me to sponsor me while I was still battling. I was like, yes, let's fucking do this.
That's great. That is crazy to come out of battling to get sponsored by Puma. Like,
yeah, man. I couldn't believe it. I was like, what the fuck is going on? I went down. It was the actual Puma office and shit. So I'm like, whoa.
And yeah, we get a scheme from Zim in the second. I agree, really. There isn't really much done there. I quite like when Philly's like, ducks better duck or get their bill hurt, and it's like, shit, he's threatening ducks out here. Yeah,
there's a few points where like Philly was sick, man, just because it's just him, man. Like, seeing him do that shit in the flesh is just amazing. But he's a really good performer, man.
One of the things that comes up as well is the kind of, I don't know if you remember, you talk about military time and you're kind of flipping Philly's bar against 1300 hours. A lot of comments on you getting that wrong.
That wasn't me, man. I think that was Matter.
Right.
I think that was Matter who flipped that, yeah. Okay. I'm not sure, but I don't understand that either, to be honest.
Just one comment from Charlesworth34. Reading the time by military standards will be 1300 hours, not o'clock. You pathetic excuse for a bad man.
That's it.
But yeah, you talk about when if this battle hits 1 million views, it's because it'll be the first battle for a black person with Down syndrome.
That's like one of those things, though, man. Like, I was like, I'd never seen one. Like, people relate to this, and they did.
The camera pans to you, and you're like, I'm not lying, though. Am I lying?
Yeah, man. I was like, that was one bar where I've been like, is this too far? Is this like overstepping the mark? Like, I definitely questioned that one a lot preparing for the battle, but I was just like, you know what? If it's what I think, then I'm just going to say it, man. I know I'm not racist or anything against fucking disabled people, so just fuck it.
And, in the third, again, you're going on their way and talk about what's under the belly. You and Matt start to kind of do the classic 2-on-2, listing things and trading off. All two of Unanimous's fans. Madeline McCann and Abu Hamza's hand. So
mad. Yeah, man, that's a list.
And then, with that, it's kind of the end of your first run, really, isn't it? Did you know then and there, you're like, I don't want to do this anymore, or was it a bit?
Yeah, to be honest, man, I was already before that. I was like, I'm not. I knew I wasn't going to do another one-on-one. Well, not knew I wasn't gonna, but I knew that I was now about to just start focusing on music for a while. Like, I've never said I'll fucking quit or I've stopped battling, like, or I'll never do another battle. Like, I'd never say that. But I just was like, I just really felt like this is gonna go, because obviously I know it's cliche for battle rappers to be like, I'm not a battle rapper, but like, I literally don't look at myself as a battle rapper. I look at myself as just an MC who has battled, or a battle fan mainly. Like, it's mad that I even got a following through that shit. So yeah, man, like, I've always been very, very conscious that I have to be clever about it, because not many people get a hype through battling and then transition into music successfully. Like, it's a very, very, very small percentage of MCs who do that. So I've just been like, I felt like that was the clever time to stop and just cut my losses. Like, I was like, look, I'm the fucking highest viewed in the UK, whatever. I've got this hype, whatever. I can either quit now or stop now for a bit and see if I can use some of this hype for my music, or I can just get stuck in the fucking loop, man, which I know that sounds a bit shitty, because I do actually respect dudes who just want to be a battle rapper and just that's their main focus. That's sick. Like, if that's you, that's you. But for me, that's not me. So if I was to do that, that would fuck up my music and fuck up my focus on my music. So yeah, I just had to be like, look, this is the time, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think, if you left it a bit longer, it would have been harder maybe to leave. But the fact that you just kind of just went and you just kind of left in this flash of glory, and I can't believe when I was doing the research for this that you weren't even around a year. You were literally around from your first upload was June, your last upload was the following March. So
that's bad. That's crazy.
Like, it's absolutely insane that you just, and even then these were hugely viewed. And I mean, after this, then was it a case of you wanted to get a project out soon, or was it just kind of?
Well, to be honest, man, my head was up my ass, man. Like I wasn't really ready to even do the music thing. Like everything happened so fast. Like it was crazy, man. And I think that was a lot of it. That I just didn't understand what the fuck I was doing. I didn't understand the battle scene. I did understand the battle scene. I didn't understand the music scene in the sense of where I thought hype was hyping it. I was like, look, I get this many views, so I should be doing what these cunts are doing. And in a sense, it did work like that. I did get some opportunities through battle rap, but obviously it doesn't just fucking happen. Like, and also I haven't even dropped an album yet. Like I've slowly realised that it's a slow process and that I have to really kind of put a lot of work into it and do it right and have kind of a plan and a structure to what I'm doing and what I'm releasing. So yeah, I've always been very conscious of that, man. So I was just like, this is the time, fuck it off and focus on the music, man.
Yeah, and I want to draw people's focus, especially to Suicide Sex, which I was just saying to you before we went on air. I listened to a fuck ton a few years ago, and I listened to a bit this week as well, and it's great. It's on Bandcamp, I believe. People can just pick it up, and it's a terrific release. Was that the first release that you did post-battling?
I think so, yeah. I did that mixtape, and then I did a couple of EPs, and then I just did my last mixtape just leading up to the album. So yeah,
and like I mean,
that was the first one.
I appreciate there's such a kind of artist approach from whatever differences, but mixtape album, what is the distinct difference for you?
For me, it's like the time and just the cohesiveness of the songs in the project and how they go together, and the overall what you're trying to do with a project is a lot different with an album than what it is with a mixtape. Like a mixtape, you do what you want, man. Like for me, everybody's got a different view of it as well. Like it's changed, you know what I mean? Like what a mixtape is now is not what it used to be. It almost is an album. But for me, the way I approach it is it's just bars and beats, do you know what I mean? If it's sick bars, sick beats, it's just going on a mixtape. If it's a song or if it's a bit more than that and I feel like it goes with my project and all that shit, then it's for the album. But yeah, that's just the way I approach it, man. But right now my mixtape is my next mixtape is just going to be basically a bunch of album tracks that didn't make it to the album, man. So yeah, because I've got fuckloads of music. So yeah, man.
Exciting, man. And yeah, Reality Check, by the way. What a fucking song, man. Love that song.
Yeah, man, that seemed to go off at the time, man. That was kind of the main track that was the reason, like, that I got a manager and stuff, and was like, because like he's my manager I still have to this day. Back when I was battling, he was like, I just wanted to know that you could do music and that you can rap on a beat and shit. So he said as soon as he saw Reality Check, that's when he was convinced. So yeah, that did me a lot of favours, man, because I still have that management to this day, man.
Oh, sweet. And who produced that?
Pete Cannon.
Yeah, the beat is fucking ridiculous. It sounds so good, that song. The production is
man, it's heavy as fuck.
Yeah, it sounds great. And yeah, Suicide Sex is awesome. And throughout this time then, these kind of 3 years, I don't want to say in the wilderness, but I mean, you're obviously much more into your music. Were you in touch with battling? Were you watching battles or... When you were making music, kind of before Oshea, after the doubles.
Oh no, this is the thing, man. This is the crazy thing, because obviously I was like, man, it got to the point where by the time Grind Time and King of the Dot was about and Dot Flop was fully like up and running just before I got there, like, man, there wasn't a battle that dropped that I didn't watch that day. Do you get me? Like, I was that kind of battle geek. I watched every battle, so it was mad how much I changed after. It just drained my head. I was just like, this shit's bullshit, man. Like, I fully just went, not against battle rap, but just against, I don't know. It just fucked my head, man. I just had no interest in it for a long time. And another thing was, as soon as I quit battling, everybody just suddenly decided they wanted to battle me or they wanted to talk shit about me. You know what I mean? It kind of went from me being like nobody had a bad word to say about me to the second I stepped away. Everybody was just talking shit. So I was like, fuck this shit, man. Like I don't know. It got to a point where I had no real positive kind of thoughts about battling, man. It was all I was just exhausted with it. So for a long time, man, I just avoided the shit, man. I didn't watch the shit, nothing. And then I think just before I got offered the Oshea battle, or like before we started speaking, I watched a couple battles, and I went to the event in Leeds, and I was like, man, I need to do this again, man. I need that buzz again of just beating someone on stage, man.
And you called out Oshea prior. Did it have to be Oshea?
Well, I feel like it did, man, because I don't know, like, at the time, no battle made sense to me, like, and I'm still kind of like that as far as UK opponents. Like, I'm just like, man, I don't really feel like any hunger for it anymore, or like anything that I can really gain. And like, I've never wanted to do a battle just for the money. I feel like that's going to be when I start giving shit performances. So I won't do that. So, and the thing is, the difference with Oshea is to all the other people that people have asked me to battle is that Oshea, people wanted me to battle Oshea when I was battling, and they still wanted to see it like then. So I was like, man, this is never going to go away kind of thing. He isn't just a man of the moment, is he? He's a fucking Don't Flop legend. So this is never going to just die, or kind of like, that's always going to be a classic to me, just because of, I don't know, like because of how long we took to do it as well, man. And because I don't know, man, like he's always been the man in Don't Flop, and he was when I was there, so it just made total sense to me. And the fact that I could just come back kind of on a, I don't know, man, like initially when I first agreed to the battle, I was like, you know what, man, like I could just do like a funny battle in it, like. But then once I agreed, I was like, nah, this is not how I need to. I need to have bars in this battle, man. And that got a bit strange because I was writing for Oshea, and I knew I had to be funny or I'm just going to get clowned. But I also wanted to keep a good balance. I think that's why I did such long rounds, man, because I wanted like so much of each thing.
And was there a rustiness at all? Because you battled so frequently back when you did, and now you're taking a 3-year break. Was it weird or?
Well, the crazy thing is, bro, like I used to do 90-second rounds, like that's what Don't Flop used to do in it. And this one, I was like, I had like fucking 3-minute rounds or something, like just kind of went as much as I wanted to. So that itself was a bit mad. Like even if I hadn't took the fucking 4-year or however long break it was, like that would have still been a bit of a crazy thing for me to do. So I don't know, man. I think I just jumped in. Like, tried to jump in at the deep end in the sense of like, yo, I ain't done this for so long. I'm going to try and do it 10 times better than I ever did it. Fuck it. Like, and treat it like I've never done it before. And like, I've done fucking, like, bro, I do shows, I do sets where it's like fucking hour long, whatever. I done firing the booths that are almost, 15 minutes or some shit. I know I can rap for long enough. I'm not just going to pass out or some shit after 2 rounds. So I knew I could do it. But obviously, as I've told you 20 times in this interview, that I have a terrible memory, so I had to like kind of consider that and be mindful about that. But yeah, that's kind of the biggest challenge for me in any battle. But rustiness, I don't know, man. Rustiness in performing, no, because I've done so many performances since then and I feel so much more comfortable rapping. I was pretty confident going into it that I'm going to be better than I was, and I feel like I definitely was better, man.
Yeah, your projection was so much better. Like, just the way you could appeal to the audience as well. You looked way more professional than Oshea.
Thanks, man.
Which, no offense to Oshea, of course. I love Oshea. But, this battle was a huge success, wasn't it, really? It seemed to pay off for everyone involved.
Yeah, I think it might have lacked just because of how well the pay-per-view did. I don't know if that's just my perception but obviously I'm used to just dropping a battle on YouTube, man, and just letting all the views come from that. So I feel like if that had happened, then it'd have got, I feel like it'd at least have a fucking million views by now. Maybe I'm just gassed, but
well, the fact
I don't know. I feel like the pay-per-view did so well that it kind of took away from the YouTube release, and by then no one was really bothered, and it had been bootlegged so much that I don't think there were too many people who hadn't seen it.
Yeah. And with the Oshea battle, subsequently there always seems to be a hint maybe that Lunar might come back for 8th birthday or whatever, or here and there, or is it something that's really on the cards for you? Or
Man, it's got a bit too close to it now, to be honest. I've tried to keep everybody updated with it on my Twitter, so I wasn't like making false promises. I got accused of trolling, but I've actually never trolled about battling again. Like, I don't know why people always like, oh, he's trolling. But yeah, like I really did want to battle at this event, and we had an opponent we was talking to, but yeah, it didn't quite work out the way I wanted it to, and it doesn't look like it's gonna in time. Yeah. But I've expressed to everybody involved in trying to organise it that I'm kind of a lot more enthusiastic about battling pretty soon than I was. So yeah, I'm being very fucking vague and dancing around this question. I apologise for that. Right. And we just don't have anything sorted. So yeah.
No. I appreciate that, man. Yeah, and you know, whenever you do in your good time, everyone's looking forward to that. So we'll just wrap up with a few quick fire questions. I guess the first one, you know, this is going to be hard, but do you have a favourite don't flop battle, Lunar?
My favourite don't flop battle?
Yeah.
Shit, that's a difficult one, man. Just off the top of the head. Yeah. Do you know what? I'll just say this while I'm thinking.
Please.
My favourite battle is Tech 9 versus Head Ice on Smack, man.
Right, I am going to ask you your favourite Smack. So there we go. That's my favourite battle. Like, okay, by miles as well, man. Like, I watched it the other day and I was literally in tears. Like, it's fucking amazing. But yeah, what else? Oh, fucking don't flop battle. Shit. I really want to think of one. Maybe. Do you know what? I'm not going to go with my favourite dot flop battle because I don't think I can answer that. But my most fun that I've had watching a battle was Els versus Zayn Azrai. Like, I literally thought I was going to pass out through like lack of oxygen because I was just dying so much, man. Like, my face was in so much pain. But yeah, that was just the weirdest one of the weirdest experiences of my life, to be honest. And I mean, is there anyone coming up in Don't Flop in the past couple of years that you really like? Or
I've said it a lot, like, but Raptor, man, like, was one guy I got excited about watching, like, pretty recently. But obviously he's not new anymore. But who else, man? P Soldier's the guy, man. Yeah. As far as West Yorkshire goes, he's the guy, man. Definitely. Him and Matter on the 2-on-2s is fucking amazing.
That's so good. Yeah.
I was so happy when they got me a jump in that one too, man. Like, them guys are killing it. I love that shit. But coming, like, new guys, I'm trying to think, man. I'm trying to think if there's anyone I've like shouted and bigged up who I've seen. The thing is, man, I'm not gonna lie, I don't watch like demo ones or the tryouts, man. I just kind of wait till something gets hyped up. I'm a bit shit like that.
Do you have a favourite king of the dot?
Favourite king of the dot battle? Fuck. It's a tough question, man. It should be at the. I don't know. Let me just think. There must be one.
Or maybe just one you really enjoy.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of I'm trying to think of my favourite Pat Stay battle, man. Because to be honest, he's the guy. I don't know, man. Can you say a couple of Pat Stay battles?
His Head Ice one's really good. Disaster one, Hollowhand.
Nah, do you know what's a sick battle? Big K versus Immaculate. Yeah. Then maybe I'll just go with that. Like, Big K is one guy who I've seen recently who I'm just like, you are the guy, man. Like, he's the fucking guy.
Yeah. And final two questions, non-battle rap related. First one being, do you have a favourite film?
Favourite film?
Yeah.
There's this film that's filmed like pretty close to where I live. It's a bit of a like shitty, cheap horror movie, but it's called Inbred, and everybody in it kind of talks like me, so it's kind of funny that it's set kind of where I'm from. But like, yeah, it's just the most fucked up, ridiculous shit ever.
Okay,
if you watch it, you'll get why I find it funny, man. At one point, there's like a guy like he's trying to get into this place and he won't let him in because he's a bit of a weirdo and he always has a ferret with him, and he's talking to him trying to get in, and then like he while the bouncer's talking to him, he does his fly down and a ferret pops its head out and he just tickles the ferret's chin as he's talking to him, and that kills me every time.
And finally, your favourite musical artist or band that are in no way hip hop related?
Damn.
I like Solange's album.
Right.
That's what I'm listening to at the moment. Beyonce's sister Solange.
Yes.
Like that shit's fire. Yeah, to be honest, man, I'm starting to get into more fucking shit I used to call wet by fucking like the last 3 fucking things I've been listening to is Young Thug, Frank Ocean and Solange's album.
Right.
So yeah, man, it's a bit different to what I used to listen to, but yeah.
Nice, man. And I guess finally, how do people get at you? Social media? You're on iTunes, right?
Yeah, man, my new single just dropped. It's called Mug. That's on iTunes and Spotify, Deezer, every kind of music. If you find a music app that it's not on, give me a shout and I'll just try and get it on there because I want it everywhere. But yeah, that's available now. The video's on YouTube. It's doing okay. We're going to see how well that does before I drop my next single. So yeah, make sure you subscribe to my channel and look out for videos because I'm going to be putting out a lot more YouTube content as well soon. So yeah, look out for that.
Excellent, man. And Twitter, how do people get at you?
My Twitter is @LunarCFT. And my Instagram is LunarFuckingC. So is my Snapchat. And I also have a Facebook fan page that's Lunacy Official or some shit. So yeah, hit me up on there.
I remember when your old Twitter was LunarFuckingC. I think that's what he says in the old videos.
Yeah, I sold out, man. I sold out so I could be on radio. Basically, that's true as well, man. That was like the biggest kick in the balls ever. I had to make a decision. The thing is, though, I was like, am I going to really keep this swear word in my Twitter and risk never being... Because the thing is, like, Mr. Jam on One Extra was like, yo, if you have that in your Twitter, we can't ever shout you out or ever link you in anything that we post online. I was like, it's just not worth it.
No, of
keep
course.
a swear word in my Twitter. So yeah, I sold out like a little bitch.
Lunar, thank you so much, man. This has been great.
No worries, man. Thanks for having me, man. It's been good.
Yo, I'm running through the jungle, swinging with an anaconda wrapped around my knuckles. I put gorillas in headlock, grappling in a huddle. I spill the blood when I'm gutting them, then drown them in the puddle. How come these rappers say they won't change, then they make a load of gay shit for radio play? That's why I hate the whole game. I ain't saying no names, but I ain't associated with these pagans, no way.